A very refreshing good morning, students. I hope you are able to cope up with whatever subjects, videos, or links are being forwarded to you. So, we have started with the chapter A Truly Beautiful Mind. It is about the biography on the life of the famous scientist Albert Einstein. So, we have started with his life history. That where was he born? He was born in the German city of Ulm, and at the age of 2.5 years he wasn't talking, and later finally when he started to speak he used to utter two words twice. Then he was not too much good in studies at an early age, and he at the age of 6 he learned to play violin, and he had the interest in that. He became an amateur violinist. Amateur means a person who is doing something for the enjoyment. Clear? So he was not the bad pupil. At the age of 15 till the age of 15 he was studying at Zurich. Later firstly he was studying at Munich. Later to pursue his studies he was just transferred to the university in Zurich, and over there he made a new friend. He has a special interest in the fellow student. The name of the girl was Meliva Marek. Both have the common interest, and they both were studying at the university in Zurich. So in 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein he completed his graduation, and firstly he worked as a teaching assistant, but later he learned the secret of inventions through his job only. So from that secret of inventions he just made the world famous formula which described the relationship between mass and energy, that is E, where energy is equal to mass multiplied by speed square. Clear? So this was done by Albert Einstein. Then we have read that in order to marry with Maliva, his mother was not agreeing. Why so? Because this girl was too old for him. There was a difference of 3 years. So moreover this girl was like a book for him. She was more intelligent. But finally in 1903 the couple got married and had 2 sons. But unfortunately after a constant fight the couple divorced in the year 1919, and Einstein later married his cousin Ilsa in the same year, that is 1919. We have read till stanza number 11. Continuing with stanza 12, Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. So now his personal story was set aside, and it was just going parallel to the himself becoming famous. He was becoming world famous. So in 1915 he had published his General Theory of Relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. So continuing with his scientific inventions, he had provided an interpretation of gravity. Gravity you might have learned in physics. Moreover, an eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. So through his justification, through the natural eclipse which occurred in 1919, it proved that the theory of relativity of gravity which he has passed out, it was accurate. And Einstein has correctly calculated in advance the extent to which light from the fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. So he knew through his inventions, he just come to know that how can we change the direction, how the light of the fixed stars, it can be deflected through the sun's field. So the newspaper proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. So whatever he has done, whatever works was brought by him, it was proclaimed as a scientific revolution by the newspapers. Stanza 13. For his work, Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. Lauded, underline the word lauded. What does that mean? Lauded means highly praised. So for his work, he was highly praised by the press. Stanza 14. When the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein immigrated to United States. Immigrated means when a person leave a country just to settle permanently to a new place. So he just wanted to permanently settle to United States. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physics in an uproar. So whatever his inventions were made related to nuclear fission, it led the scientist in confusion. Uproar means upset. It had made the scientists upset. Many of them had fled from fascism just as Einstein had. So Nazism, fascism, these are the words relating to your history chapters. So now they were afraid that Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. Now what was the problem? Einstein had known that Nazis, they had the power to build the atomic bomb. That's why he was having the fear now that what to do now. So starting with stanza 15, at the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American president Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. So he already come to know that Nazis has a power to build an atomic bomb. So at the urging over here, underline the word urging. Urging means request. So at the request of the colleague, he just wrote a letter to the American president. What he has written in the letter, he just gave the warning that a single bomb of this time, what can it do? It can explode a port and destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. So it can destroy the whole port at a time. Along with that, it can destroy the surroundings as well. But his words did not fail to have an effect. The Americans they just ignore whatever was sent by him. They didn't react to it. So the Americans developed the atomic bomb in the secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. So the Japanese at that time, they remained silent. The Americans at that time, they remained silent. But in secrecy, what they did, they just developed the atomic bomb in the secret project and dropped that bomb on the Japanese city. We already know about this incident, about the bomb which was dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 6th and August 9th, 1945. So stanza 16, Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. So the bomb which was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, there was a lot of destruction. A number of people were killed, number of people have lost their houses, everything was destroyed. So Einstein, he was deeply impressed by that destruction. This time he wrote a public missive to the United Nations. Missive means, underline the word missive. What does it mean? It means a letter, especially long and official. So he wrote an official letter to the United Nations. In it, he proposed the formation of the world government. He wanted that a world government should be formed. Unlike the letter to the Roosevelt, this one made no impact. So earlier he wrote a letter to the American president. It doesn't make any effect on that government. Likewise, he wrote the letter he wrote the letter to United Nations. But again, this letter has no effect. But over the next decade, Einstein got even more involved in politics. So he was deeply involved in politics, agitating for an end to the arms build-up and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. So he was more interested in humanity. He was just urging them. He just want to put an end to these arms, to these fights or troubles which were there. For that, he raised and campaign for peace and democracy. So when later Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. So over here the new word again which we come across is visionary. What does it mean? It means a person who think about the future in an original and intelligent way. So we can see he was a futuristic man. He was just predicting the future in advance. So when he died at the age of 76, people they were just celebrated him as a visionary, and he was considered as a scientific genius. So later his name was attached to the scientific genius due to his work contribution to the science as well as to the humanity. This is all about which is there in the chapter about Albert Einstein. I hope you are able to understand. Now we will discuss the exercise. Firstly, you are supposed to do the thinking about the text. The first exercise, question 1. Here are some headings for paragraphs in the text. Write number of the paragraph for each title against the heading. So you can just read out, these are the headings given, and you just have to find out which heading suits the which paragraph. In place where boxes are there, you have to put the number of paragraph number over there. Clear? Then question 2 is, who had these opinions about Einstein? That he was boring, he was stupid and would never succeed in life, he was a freak. Clear? This again you will write by your own. We will discuss later. Then explain what the reasons for the following are. Again you will find out the reasons and we will discuss it. Question 8 you are supposed to do. You have to arrange in the sequence form, like which part of the story occurred first, which later. You have to put the numbers. So you have to complete question number 1, 2, 3 and 8. Rest we will discuss later. Thank you.